unprofessional.
By the way, Denton, stay out of the ladies' restroom. That kind of activity embarrasses the agency more than it does you.
This is Snake. Do you read me, Otacon?
Loud and clear, Snake.
Kept you waiting, huh?
Okay. Hello. Good morning, everyone. Hope you're all doing well today. Welcome to Respawn Rose Cantina episode 18. Look at us go. Almost hitting those 20s, baby. Almost hitting them 20s. So, back again, and it is, what is it? May 13th, 2026. Get those dates in there. Let people know the exact time and date. Well, not time. 6 a.m. That's all you need to, there you go. 6 a.m. The ridiculously early time in the morning I decide to start this. Not everybody's a fan of being up early, and I don't blame them. I almost wanted to just sleep in myself. No lies here. But I'd already prepped, or not prepped. I'd already at least set up the stream for 6 a.m. I was like, okay, I gotta get myself up this time. Not like. Anyways. Hope you all, like I say, having a great morning. I've got my cup of coffee in hand already. Gotta wake myself up a bit more. Black like my soul. And I gotta say, I was already kind of looking at really quick, like I said, I was getting some things set up. I was looking at the this day in gaming. Ooh, lads, we got some good ones on here this time. Last week I felt so out of sorts, just because for one it was a Thursday, and it just wasn't a good list. It just was not that great. Low energy list, not a good one. But anyways, this week on the other hand, we got some goodies on here, baby. All right. And what are they? Well, this day in gaming, here we come. And so, wow. 50. I think this one is a winner so far. 50 years ago, a little game called Breakout on the arcade games dropped. Breakout is an action game developed by publisher Atari, which just goes to show how goddamn far back Atari goes. Or unless they could have changed names over time, but I mean, otherwise. Oh, wow, which was released in 1976. There you go. There's your action game. Hang on, let's at least see if we can get a little more out of this one. For 50 years, you gotta show a little something, right? It's kind of a quick little blip. I want to make sure it can be at least heard. You gotta hear those Atari 2600 graphics for the system. Because if you don't, what the hell are we doing? All right. There's. And the thing, this was probably just, they were figuring things out, getting things rolling. And it's just something as simple as a little paddle board, probably just get a little ball just to knock out the bricks, and there you go. And these style of games persist to this day. All right. Well, a big one on here, and also now makes me feel a little old. Older. 30 years ago. To the day. 1996 it was. Super Mario RPG Legend of the Seven Stars. You could probably some look at it a bit of a baby's RPG, but god damn it. This was probably a big kickoff for my brother and I getting into RPGs. Especially on with the Super Nintendo and everything, it was definitely where we played a bulk of games where we had such a great time with. But I mean, Super Mario RPG is a fun, fantastic, and it's funny. Like I've said to people, like, oh, it was a creative way of doing something different with the Mario IP, even though we did already have, I think we had already had like Dr. Mario and Mario Kart and everything. But like, to me, this one felt different. This one really felt different to me as a kid, especially as a kid. This was fun as hell. Like they did such a fun way of telling the story. So I mean, even just the basic description: Mario returns in his incredible new role-playing adventure. His latest rival is Smithy, a menacing creature who causes fear and treachery in the Mushroom Kingdom. Mario must recover the 7 stars and repair Star Road before he can make his way to Bowser's castle for a final confrontation with Smithy. Powerful weapons, sinister spells, and other useful items help Mario to complete his harrowing journey. New friends and old allies support him along the way. Even Bowser lends a hand, and that was probably one of the funniest things in the world. And I don't know, maybe kind of a kicking off point where maybe they're kind of changing the tone of Bowser as well. At least from my perspective, like, instead of like this menacing boss, he's now just he was kind of like, he had his moments, but he was still kind of a goof. He was kind of a goof in this game, but he was entertaining as hell and had a weird relation with his chomp. But then we got introduced to new characters like Mallow and Gino, and then of course you do get Princess Toadstool. And I mean, the most incredible thing is that, as I remember, Princess Toadstool's ultimate weapon, her best weapon, is a freaking frying pan. But I mean, I remember countless hours being spent on this game in particular. My brother especially. Like it is, I'll always give it to him. He's probably between the two of us, he is the much better gamer than I am. And he was doing a lot of the extra stuff, especially. There's like the whole, what was it, that crystal, which was supposed to be kind of a reference to some of the Final Fantasy games, because it was developed by Square. Back when they were Square Soft. Not the Squeenix that we know to this day. But this was Square Soft before the dark times, before the Enix, before the mergers. But and it's kind of, and I mean, the game does things in such a great way of just like, kind of starting you out in that classic Mario fashion. Princess Toadstool gets kidnapped by Bowser. And that's where, things really get started. Let's see if let me just find if it has like the intro. Bunch of long plays. Let's pull up one of the long plays really quick. Because like it is, dude, this has been ported over to Nintendo Switch. I feel like it got severely toned down. Not severely. I think that might be over exaggerating. But it did feel like it got just toned down a little bit. Oh, fine. Let's get to the. Oh, let me guess. This is probably using the Switch version. Yeah. Oh, there's Switch for featuring. I mean, they did do a good job with the Switch too, redoing the cinematic scenes, which I did and adding some cinematic scenes into the game, just to kind of give that little extra flair. It felt like and I even called it the baby's RPG, at least how some could possibly look at it. And like, I remember having some difficulty to it, but then like when I got the Switch version, especially, like I next thing I knew, I was at the end of the game. I was really like, holy crap, I don't remember this. But that could just be also, you know, difference between me knowing how to play then versus now, and just getting through the game the way I did. But I mean, like I said, I remember so much, just like so many hours spent on the game itself, and just how I know, like I said, my brother was doing a lot of stuff in Mario RPG for like the few extra boss fights that were in there, mainly the crystal fight and stuff. Like, I'm trying to remember the boss's name. It was like a special hidden boss that you had to like eventually like earn through like beating and doing other things. I'm trying to find the name really quick while we got that playing. Because like the Switch version did do great, adding some of these extra little cinematic scenes and some quality of life stuff here and there in the game. And that was always funny, since Power Rangers was a hit at the time, I believe. That's then where we got also the Axum Rangers in this game, our little Power Rangers. Or I mean, I guess in this sense, the Sentai Rangers was more probably the influence there. Was obviously the more influence there, but yeah, like I said, I just remember so much time, and then also like, you know, it's going up this hill when you're first doing it, because if you gotta keep a quick pace if you're trying to get like the special scene in the little further part with Booster trying to take away and marry Princess Peach, because that's kind of the whole thing there is you're trying to, again, Peach is you know, playing the role, and yeah, so it just kind of getting to go through the Mario world, the not Mario, I guess the Mushroom Kingdom, and the way that you did was really fun. Different in the sense of what you went through in Super Mario World, because like it is, you're getting to interact and, you know, meet more of the populace in a sense, interact with people, go even to the go into the castles and stuff like that. And also, I mean, I'm hearing the soundtrack now, and I just love the soundtrack for this game. Was also fantastic, fit the world perfectly. Everybody was, it really felt like everyone was bringing the A game for this, and this was just a blast to play. And if it's certainly like you're wanting to get like somebody into RPGs, this would probably be a good game to kind of, and because it's got a bunch of different mechanics. I like the timed hits, especially allowing you to get into extra hit, or also in defense you get to get a little timed hit in. Little things like, and that's what meant, like, if you've played South Park, not the oh god, what was the first South Park? Why am I forgetting that one? But it was the Stick of Truth. The South Park Stick of Truth. That's some of the gameplay mechanics that they even used in that. And that's what I kind of laughed when I was playing. I was like, oh, hey. I know it's been used probably in other RPGs and stuff like that. But like between Mario RPG and then Stick of Truth like that made me just laugh. Of like, oh, that's what they're doing. This is what made me think of it. So I definitely recommend, if you haven't, play the original on the Super Nintendo. You can emulate it, do it. It's fun. It's a blast. And then also, if you want to, get the Switch version. Check that out. See the new cinematic cutscenes and all that. It's a great time one way or another. Like I said, between the soundtrack, the gameplay, it's all a good time. They even have their other little Easter eggs in there. I always loved it because in Booster's Tower, there's a little spot where you can turn in the classic Mario, and you got the original Super Mario theme song playing, and just bounce around. The thing that sucks is that you can only keep it to that room. So I would kind of spend like a couple extra minutes on replays, just hanging out in that room because you can only do it once, as I recall. But like I said, it's a blast. It's the world is so well fleshed out. The new additions are fun. New characters are great. And I just can't help. I can't put this game over more, just because of how much fun it was, and just also like it could just also be a lot of my nostalgia berries, remembering this game as fondly as I do. But like I said, I replayed it on the Switch. I had fun. I thought it was a little easier. I wish they kind of had a New Game Plus mode that maybe you could up the difficulty or something. That would have been cool. But otherwise, it's a great game. If you haven't, check it out. Mario RPG. 30 years ago. 30 years ago that one came out. So check it out. You can't go wrong. Okay. Continuing down the list. Shadow Warrior I have heard of. I've seen around. I've not played. I think this is kind of another kind of probably another like a Doom inspired game. I mean, a lot were during the time in '97. Although this to me gives like off kind of Duke Nukem vibes, just the way it looks, just because like the style realism and everything. But I mean, like it was so many. That was kind of the wild thing of then. Is like there weren't these people copywriting or trademarking, gameplay mechanics or whatever. It was just the kind of open, wild west, wild and open. Like people could take these, like it was the Doom engine, and do so many different things with it. It was insane. Just the level of accessibility that engine had was wild, and what people got creative with. And it's just sad though that it's become such a bizarre, I don't know, marketplace or whatever you want to however you want to kind of put it, but it's just kind of a bizarre thing of how it's all gotten so locked down, so overly protected with certain things. Because as I remember, like, even hearing, like, how with BioWare trademarking their specific, like, dialogue wheel and stuff like that. I think Ubisoft had with their combat system, even though, like, we've kind of seen variations throughout the years between, like, Shadows of Mordor, the Batman Arkham series and stuff like that, and some have done it a little better. I'd say, like, between Shadow of Mordor kind of has a little more forgivability if you miss a hit. At least that's what I felt like. And Arkham is Arkham. The Arkham series is fantastic. So I'm trying to find it because there's a channel that I follow. The guy has like gone through meticulously a lot of the code for Doom and stuff like that, and he's broken it down so much. It's like just showing off, just like wildly like how well everything was. I don't know if I want to say engineered and coded and stuff like that. Just the way the enemies react, the actual effects of the environment when even taking a shot and everything. But I mean, this one looks like it was clearly, kind of going off of that. But so for Shadow Warrior 1997, who wants some Wang? Oh no, Lo Wang is Shadow Warrior. No, you gotta love it. Number 1 assassin, number 1 Yakuza abuser, number 1 freak fragger. Gotta be careful of that one. Number 1 mutant mutilator, number 1 reason to be scared of the dark. So say sayonara to all the ninja wannabes that have gone before and put on your combat sandals. Lo Wang is coming to the land of the rising sun to turn out the lights. Experience total bloody immersion. If you can't touch, kill, or drive something, then blow it away. Whether you're wielding katanas, an Uzi, or a freshly plundered guardian head, you've got your work cut out for you. Enter the world's most interactive 3D environment and cut yourself some sushi. So develop. Okay. 3D Realms. Okay, makes sense then. Publisher GT Interactive. That's gonna have to go on the list. Crazy Taxi 2 on the Dreamcast, 25 years ago. So Shadow Warrior is 29 years ago. Crazy Taxi 2, 25. I played one of the Crazy Taxi games and I didn't quite get it. And I just did not like it, and so I kind of poo-pooed on it. I thought it was going to be something way different when I first, I think, rented it or got it or something. And I was not a big fan, personally. I know there are some out there that have enjoyed the hell out of the game, but nah, not for me. Maybe revisits might be necessary for some, just to kind of, check it out again. Okay, Legend of Zelda, Oracle of Ages and Seasons. Again, I mainly played a lot of mainline Zelda games. I have not played a lot of the offshoots. I have started Link's Awakening, I believe, on a Game Boy emulator, but I have not checked it. And I did play Minish Cap, and I remember enjoying the heck out of Minish Cap. Minish Cap was fun, and I don't know if I beat that one though. I remember playing a lot of it. I remember getting through a lot of the game. At least I think I did. But I don't know if I ever beat it or not. Anyways, the land of Holodrum is slowly withering. Onox, the General of Darkness, has imprisoned the Oracle of Seasons and is draining the very life out of the land. With the seasons in tumult and the forces of evil running rampant, the world looks for a hero and finds Link. His quest won't be easy. He'll have to master the seasons themselves if he's to turn back the evil tide. And this is a Game Boy Color game. Okay, so they got the color in there. Nice. See, I gotta go back and play like a lot of the offshoot games and stuff and check out more. I've liked the Zelda games generally. My favorites it was probably gonna be A Link to the Past, for sure. A Link to the Past, Ocarina of Time, and Twilight Princess was one I enjoyed. That always makes me sad because that was when then they switched over from GameCube to the Wii, and that still made me sad. And, of course, Wind Waker was great. I've told that story a bajillion times, so I'll spare you this time. But yeah, there's another Zelda game. And I forget, like, how many games that they also had on the Game Boy sometimes. Well, I guess Game Boy Color in this instance. Let's see here. Metro Last Light. I think I have the collection. I just have not played it yet. My brother did, and he said it was pretty good. So I need to go through it one of these days. Although as infrequent as I stream as it is for games, I need to get better about that. But I still got to finish the Lego Batman 3 since the new Lego Batman's gonna be around. It's just around the corner, I think. Although I don't know if I'll be getting it immediately, but you know how that is. Let's see. Where do I have the metros on here? Might be on here or on GOG. Huh. I could have sworn I did. Anyways. So it's kind of a post-apocalyptic, I think, kind of. In the year 2034, a nuclear war has turned the world into a post-apocalyptic wasteland. In Moscow, the tunnels of the metro have become a new home for the former inhabitants of the city. Within the catacombs, they fight for their survival, fending off hordes of hideous mutants born from toxic atmosphere, as well as other factions desperate to take control of what little hospitable land remains. As they fight, they also search. Hello, Fox Warrior Gaming over on the Kick side. How are you today? Well, I appreciate it. Saying you're... That's right. I didn't even know I got to the sub. Oh, there it is. Thank you. Saying you're very welcome for the follow. Love giving love to other streamers. Keep up the good work. Well, thank you. Appreciate that. Where was I? Anyways. Metro, I got distracted there. Sorry. Within the catacombs, they fight survival for hideous mutants, toxic atmosphere, as well as other factions desperate to take control of what little hospitable land remains. As they fight, they also search for a doomsday device that could be the key to their victory. A civil war is inevitable. During these dark hours, the players will embody Atrium and become the last light for all mankind. I'll always be a soccer boy, personally. I love that. That's another old game that's gonna go back. It gotta be done on stream, because that game, whew, that game has got some freaky stuff in there. And that one is like all environmental. It's so good. But yeah, I could have sworn I had. I don't know. Maybe I might have gotten it for free on Epic. I don't know. I could have sworn though I had gotten it on Steam. Unless it's under something different for the package. Okay, so that's Metro. Well, let's see here. Not much else that I'm too recognizing. Still Disney Art Academy 10 years ago. Rage 2. I still have to play Rage 1. I have it on my Steam. Yeah, I have it on Steam. I've just not gotten to playing it. I think I got it in like a bundle pack, maybe. Yeah, I probably got it because it's from a developer was id Software, so I probably got it in a bundle pack with some id Software games. I just gotta get to it one of these days. Demon Hunter on PC. Never mind on that one. But Rage 2, I don't remember. 3, I mean, if you're gonna go off of user ratings, I don't know. I don't remember it being as holding up as the original. I mean, sometimes that's the way it is with sequels. They don't always hit the same way. Oop. Evil Dead the game. This was I did get this is one of those how does Melee James refer to him? I guess the isometric shooter or some a survival game. I forget, but this is where you get to play as survivors versus the Deadites in this instance. And it's kind of got like a strategy-esque game aspect to it, especially with the Deadites that you play as, because you're either like then trying to like get into the right position to summon up the demon hordes, and you're getting to zoom around. It was I played a bit of it. It was actually kind of fun to play as the demons, and I don't know if you still really can. But anyway, step into the shoes of Ash Williams or his friends from the iconic Evil Dead franchise and work together in a game loaded with over-the-top co-op and PvP multiplayer action. Play as a team of 4 survivors, exploring, looting, crafting, managing your fear, and finding key items to seal the breach between worlds in a game inspired by all 3 original Evil Dead films, as well as the Starz original Ash vs. Evil Dead television series. I have a love-hate relationship with that show. I liked the first season. It wasn't bad. It fell off at the end where you could tell they had the whole writer's strike. I think that happened. And then season 2, I really waned, especially when Ash's head goes up a cadaver's ass, literally. And then it's, I don't know, like that was just kind of like, yeah, Army of Darkness was over the top with its humor and kind of cartoon comedy, but like it wasn't that. Like, to me, it wasn't South Park levels of like, and even South Park, it's like, okay, we get it. But I thought there was at least some good stuff in season 1. I almost thought like there was some good possibilities, especially like when Ash took his whole like drug trip, and I was like, oh, so his goofy retarded side is kind of like his coping mechanism for being, against the Deadites, and could this bring about the Ash that we saw in Evil Dead 2, where he's a little more in control and kind of kicking ass and not such an over-the-top goof. So I thought we might get that, but that whole plot line seemed to kind of disappear much as time went on. Anyways, back to this game. Fight for the forces of good or take control of the powerful Kandarian demon to hunt Ash and the others while possessing Deadites, the environment, and even the survivors themselves as you seek to swallow their soul. Whether you're tearing a Deadite in two with Ash's famous chainsaw hand or flying through the map as the Kandarian demon in spirit form, the game captures the look and feel of the Evil Dead franchise in all its glory, with realistic visuals and physics-based gore system that brings the horror to life. And I will say the environments were beautiful. The atmosphere fit perfectly for Evil Dead. The unfortunate thing was that with the PC release side, this is where we had, it was, I believe, originally a Epic Games exclusive for a hot minute, and it really, I think, tanked the sales because nobody really wants to touch Epic Games' launcher. For some of us, because we've been for so long on Steam. But there's just also a lot of goofiness with Epic Games that I'm not going to dive into. But this was probably one of the better Evil Dead games that came about in a while, because it's just been like, there's like some janky PlayStation 2 games, as I recall, that played okay, I think, but some were just kind of difficult to do. But yeah, like I said, I had gotten a chance to play a little bit of this for what was live for the server. I don't know if there is still even an ability to play but it was pretty entertaining. It takes some getting used to, because you really have to kind of work on like the way you build fear and getting the survivors to become fearful, trying to take them out. And the fun part was possessing them and getting their own people to beat on them. Oh, that was great. There was some great stuff. You could possess the cars. I mean, anything that you know from like the Evil Dead series, like there it is. So it was pretty fun. I thought I was wanting to get more into it, but like it was I think getting close to being shut down anyways. Which I think it has been at this point. Let me double check. I'm kind of curious now. So, okay, well, according to the Google AI over on this side, yes, you can still play Evil Dead the game as of May 2026. While the game was delisted from digital storefronts in early 2025, the content development has ceased. The servers remain active for those who already own it, allowing for online matchmaking. Yeah, and I got mine for free through Epic. I mean, if you're going to have Epic for anything, just grab their free games, because some of them aren't bad. Some are just kind of shovelware slop, but other times they'll put some pretty big titles on there. Like they put Hogwarts Legacy for free up on there at one point, and I grabbed that. The availability of the game was pulled from sale on digital platforms. If you previously purchased or claimed Epic Store, PlayStation Plus, you can still download and play. Server status: servers are still online, permitting online multiplayer. Player activity: no longer receiving new content. Okay. The game is playable, and permanent double experience soul points are enabled. So if you still have it, you can still kind of get that benefit, I guess. But yeah, so that's the unfortunate state of things like that with these online games, when it's games as a service and stuff like that. It's the unfortunate thing, and especially then delisting them from the storefronts. It really sucks, because if anybody that's kind of the funny thing with this whole like YouTube atmosphere. It's like people could stumble upon these old games and be like, oh, that looks cool. I wonder if that's still available. Oh, like there's no way to still kind of look into and check out certain games anymore. Well, not anymore. Some stick around, but some vanish off of these storefronts entirely, and it sucks. If you ever get the chance, definitely check out Russ Scott's Games as a Service is Fraud. Not a bad video there, and he really goes into a lot of this sort of stuff. Let's see. Swordbreaker Origins. I don't know. It's a PC game. What is this? Adventure visual novel. Dude, the Dork Ages. That came out a year ago now. Oh wow. I had gotten a free Xbox Plus membership, whatever, and I was like, okay, I'll use it. I think I'd gotten like a new controller or something like that. I forget which, but use that, and so it gave me the chance to play the Dork Ages for free. It's not a terrible game. It's still more of that Doom kind of flair of 2016. They try and mix and match both 2016's Doom and Eternal a little bit. I don't know. Some of it's not bad, but like the story is just kind of. They really try and put over like just how big and bad and chosen one-y their Doomslayer is. in comparison to, like, say, Doom Guy, who was just some, who basically, as far as like was told, was a random schmuck soldier whose rabbit got killed by the damn demons, and he went on a killing rampage and stayed in hell till Doom 64 and kept killing the damn demons. He stayed till so I mean, because in like the Dork Ages, it was like they basically have you kill a Cthulhu-esque basically creature, and they're really trying to put him over. And like some of the gameplay isn't terrible, but some of it just doesn't feel. It just feels like a slog. The music feels way more in the background and less present than with Mick Gordon's soundtrack was, where it felt much more part of the game, much more visceral and all encompassing. Just like really just gets you way more pumped into the action for both Eternal and Doom 2016. And I would say if you wanted like the better new Doom experience, 2016 is probably the better route. And then if you want that extra difficulty, that's where Eternal comes in, because you do kind of have to get good, son, with fighting certain enemies, because it's not just, shoot till they die. It is for some, you got to kind of get used to some rhythm play and everything, but I know I got through a good portion of Eternal. I just stopped after a point. My brother beat it, and I kind of watched him beat it, so I was like, okay, I think I'm good. But again, I mean, both of those games have phenomenal soundtracks. They're fantastic. Dark Ages, again, the soundtrack felt more in the background for me. Didn't feel as together with the gameplay as the original, the previous two did. The shield play wasn't bad. You are like a medieval Captain America sort of thing. Some of the weapons aren't bad. I'm trying to remember some of them, but it is like the flying around on the dragon was pretty fun and cool, and also getting to pilot a giant mech. You can never go wrong piloting a giant mech. So there was parts of that wasn't bad. Like, it just, the story side was what kind of took me kind of out of it, especially like they were trying to, again, they didn't really do a origin story for Doom Slayer, sorry. In this instance, he's just kind of already there, being used as kind of this shock collar demon killer, until it finally like culminates that, he gets his freedom back. And this is where like a lot of the precursor stuff to Doom 2016 is alluded to, I guess. But honestly, less is more. And not being shown his backstory, I think, in this regard might have been a little bit better, because it left it up to a little bit of interpretation of what happened. And I kind of preferred that. From like the 2016, the audio files or whatever that you found, the demons telling the tale of Doomslayer, and just his bloodthirsty, wrath that he visited upon them was perfect. I thought that was probably like one of the great points to Doom 2016 was those little storytelling moments. And to me, like, it made me capable of kind of connecting it to Doom 64. But then we learned that's not the case. It is like a reboot. This is like a reboot series, so it's their own thing. Doom Slayer, Doom Guy, they're separate in these regards. But yeah, Doom: The Dark Ages is a prequel to the critically acclaimed Doom 2016 and Doom Eternal, that tells the epic cinematic origin story of the Doomslayer's rage. In this third installment of the modern Doom series, players will step into the blood-stained boots of the Doomslayer in this never-before-seen dark and sinister medieval war against hell. As the super weapon of gods and kings, shred enemies with devastating favorites like the super shotgun, while also wielding a variety of new bone-chewing weapons, including the versatile shield saw, Players will stand and fight on the demon-infested battlefields in the vicious ground combat the original Doom is famous for. In his quest to crush the legions of hell, the Slayer must take the fight to never-before-seen realms. Mystery challenges and rewards lurk in every shadow of ruined castles, epic battlefields, dark forests, ancient hellscapes, and worlds beyond. Armed with a vicious, powerful shield saw, cut through a dark world of menace and secrets in its largest and most expansive levels to date. Like I said, the game isn't horrendous, but it left something to be desired, and personally, I'll always be much more of a classic Doom guy. No pun intended. But I'll always be much more for the original. Load it up, play some, like, install Brutal Doom, and just have some freaking fun. I may have to do like another playthrough of Doom 2016 at some point, especially like earn some of the achievements on Steam, because I know I platinumed it on PlayStation 4. Like I said, I liked the first Doom 2016. That was probably the closest we were gonna get to like a new Doom. But otherwise, 1 year ago today. Let's see, what else do we have here? Defenders, Dynasty, and Labyrinth of the Demon King. Nothing that came out today this time. Let's see. This is an action adventure survival. And good morning to you, Joker. How are you doing today, sir? Hope you're doing well. And you've been quite busy with all the recent wrestling news. Okay, so that was this day in gaming. Got a good list this week. I definitely recommend Super Mario RPG. If anybody that's out there has never played it, give it a go. I'm sure the Oracles of Seasons for Legend of Zelda ain't bad. And if you can somehow play Evil Dead the game, give it a shot. Try and get some friends together. Play it. It'll be a blast. And if you really must, the Dork Ages ain't bad. But yeah. That was this day in gaming. What a good time. I'm looking forward to it, Joker. Backlash was interesting, from what I'm hearing. A lot of stuff. A lot of people making some. I mean, I guess now it's some stuff has been confirmed. But it's just been funny. That's what what the way people were so quick to jump to conclusions. But it's like, God damn it, now it made them right. Anywho, now, this kind of came up onto my radar here. What do you mean? Catching up to do? I got some catching up to do. Tully's whipping your ass. What have I missed out on? No. I've been in and out of it. What can I say? Okay, so for this little next topic that I'm going to be going into, I saw, thanks to Dude1286, who had posted this in the Melee Games Discord. Like it is, if you're going to find me anywhere besides my own Discord, you're going to find me over in the Melees. It's this PC port, which I thought was very interesting. A PC port of a certain Nintendo game, which I'm almost too scared to kind of mention because I don't want Nintendo to come down on this. But at the same time, I'm like, I can't help but talk about it. Because I found it really, this is such a crazy cool thing that people do. And you gotta love it. But it's this thing called Dusklight. Become a legend again. Dusklight brings a classic adventure to PC and mobile platforms with a variety of fixes and improvements. All right, Joker, I appreciate you dropping by, buddy. Have a great day at work, sir. Good luck out there. But yeah, so, and this does require, it requires you to have the copy of the original game in order to play it. So it's not just trying to, rip anybody off or nothing. But yeah, because it says here you must provide a dump of your own copy of the original game to run DUSKLIGHT. We'll go into that in just a moment. But the features cross-platform thanks to Aurora compatibility layer. DUSKLIGHT supports Windows, Linux, Mac OS, iOS, and Android. So you can really take this across the board. Unchained graphics, no longer constrained by early 2000s hardware. DUSKLIGHT runs a much higher resolution and frame rates and quality of life, whether you prefer an authentic experience or a more modern one. DUSKLIGHT offers many gameplay options. And so we'll kind of... So, this is in the frequently asked questions here. Let's get that nice and big. There we go. Why does DUSKLIGHT need a dump of your own copy of the original game? DUSKLIGHT implements the original game's engine and core gameplay code, but it does not include the game's assets, e.g. levels, textures, models, music, sound effects. Because we do not own these assets, we cannot distribute them. You must provide them from your own copy of the game at runtime. DUSKLIGHT can load assets from a disk image of the original game. If you own a modded Wii or Wii U, you can rip the disc yourself by following the Dolphin Wiki's guide. And I know with the Dolphin you can install like texture mods and stuff like that, and I've done that before. But this is going to be kind of interesting using this, and I'll wonder if it'll eventually be possible for retro achievements on this thing, on DUSKLIGHT. But that might be a bit of a different thing to try and implement down the line. Because Dolphin is already incorporated. You can do it. It's all it's set to go. Now it's just about creating the achievements for different games. Hello, Real Wade Nation Gaming Clips. How's it going? Saying yo back at you. I've been seeing you playing some Mortal Kombat, or at least putting up some clips and doing some polls for who versus who. I'll always be a Scorpion mark, so anytime I see Scorpion, I will vote for Scorpion. They do give you the details on how do I copy save files. How do I copy save files, Dolphin or from or to Dolphin, and they give you the rundown here. What platform does DUSKLIGHT run on? Like we already got, Windows, Mac OS, Linux, iOS, and Android. Because DUSKLIGHT is an open source project, it may be possible to build it for other platforms and architectures. However, only the platforms listed above are officially supported. I am sure there's somebody out there that has gotten themselves set up on the Steam Deck or something like that. I would not be surprised. Will there be a native port to DUSKLIGHT for the Switch? For technical reasons, we do not plan to develop a native port of DUSKLIGHT for the Switch. It would require a complete reworking of the graphics system. Additionally, the homebrew graphics library for the Switch is not under active development. How does DUSKLIGHT achieve higher frame rates than the original game? DUSKLIGHT essentially allows the game to render frames at a faster rate than which the game world updates or ticks. Much like the original game, DUSKLIGHT still ticks at 30 times per second. This ensures that the game is faithful to the original experience and behaves as expected, which is important to certain types of players like speedrunners. When the frame rate is faster than the tick rate, you end up having to render frames between ticks. Even though the game world isn't actually updating, DUSKLIGHT uses information about how objects are moving through the world to create a close approximation of what the world would look like at that moment in time, and renders that. This is a very similar to how many modern, well-built game engines work. This approach is referred to by the DUSKLIGHT developers and members of the community as interpolation. However, this should not be confused with other forms of interpolation like the frame generation technology offered by modern GPUs. So that's your little kind of rundown for the frequently asked questions on Dusklight. And again, here's their announcement post, and we'll be looking at the trailer in just a moment. I actually already have MK11, Wade. I do. I think I got it when it went dirt cheap, because I was not going to pay much full price. Yeah, I do have Mortal Kombat 11. It's not my favorite of the new series. I didn't mind Mortal Kombat 10. I liked the start of it all with the Mortal Kombat 9. Although it got interesting. But Mortal Kombat 11, the story in particular, I was just kind of like, I only watched. I haven't really gotten into it, but yeah, I'll have to play it and give it a go. I'm sure it plays great. But yeah, and I haven't touched the Mortal Kombat one because all I did was watch the story on that one. I was like, no, you guys have gone full spaz with your now multiverse bullshit. Anywho, Dusklight here is now available as of it came out May 9th. We're so excited to share this with the world. First, this wouldn't have been possible without so many people in the Zelda RET community, GameCube Wii D compilation community, and beyond coming together to dedicate their talent to this. Huge thanks to all of them. When we started the Twilight Princess decompilation project in August 2020, it was hard to imagine it would ever be finished, much less to see it used for a project like this. Years and years of effort have been poured into the decompilation by contributors all over the world, resulting in the largest decompilation project ever completed. Starting in late February, we embarked on the journey to bring the finished decompilation project to more platforms. Along the way, we've worked with so many talented people and developed something that we're really proud of. Dusklight is a labor of love by people who love Twilight Princess and reverse engineering. Happy early 20th birthday to Twilight Princess. Please enjoy Dusklight and look forward to the future updates. And you can just download it right there. I can even, really quick, I'll drop the link in the chat for anybody interested. These sort of projects are always cool. Okay, so let's check this out. Let's give this a look at, shall we? All right, let me make sure the audio is good. Oh, it has that Wii U aim, or the Wii aim. Yeah, let me make sure that we got it. Oops. Ah, damn it. Stop it. No. Boog off. I just want to make sure. See, now that's the thing. Like, I didn't play this on the Wii. I played this on the GameCube. So the gyro aim I'm not familiar with. If that is part of the Wii system, I'm guessing. So console accuracy. Bloom presets: classic bloom, dusk bloom, bloom disabled. Custom color intensity, huh? That's pretty wild that they got the Android support and iOS support for it already. Custom model support. Oh, nice. Look at that. Oh, god damn it. Quality of life stuff built in. Fast climbing. Hold B to skip text. Sun song change time. Oh, that's cool. Oh, so they have their own baked in achievements. They got cheats. Holy crap. Fast iron boots. Texture pack support. Or until Nintendo become dickheads and decide to try and shut this down. Yeah, we know how they are. Randomizer coming soon. Oh my god! Oh no! Okay. Okay, damn. Well, that was the DUSKLIGHT. That looks insanely cool. I have already downloaded it. I've already got it on my system, so I can certainly play it at any time. Like it is, I dropped the link in the chat, and if I clip this, I'll put a link in the description for you to go and check it out. Check out the Twilight Realm YouTube channel as well. Let's see if they got anything else on here. Nope, just that. But that's insanely cool that they've done all that work for this to get it working on modern systems like that. I guess I really should have looked more deeply into this just to see like where they have mods and stuff like that, because now, unless that's like in their Discord or something. Because now I'm curious. I'd love to see what they've got. Let's see here. Like I said, I'm just kind of curious about more of the mod side. I'm wondering if they have like a website that hosts them. It looks like I'm seeing people in the Discord. Oh, probably game. Okay, Game Banana, I think, has at least the high definition texture pack. Here, let me. Here we go. So you can get this and slap it in there with Dusk. Sounds like. Well, it sounds like somebody had some problems. Textures make Dusk crash when going into the basement inside the Kakariko Sanctuary. Please fix this. So there's gonna be maybe it's a compatibility issue, but it's looking like maybe you can use some of these mods already, which is kind of cool. Nice. People put on Link's original shield there. Mirror shield. So yeah, I guess now the kind of world is your oyster in this one. You can do all sorts of stuff. Wow, look at all. I mean, mainly what I'd probably just go for is like the texture pack, and then I'd probably be solid. Oh, Ocarina Link. There you go. But I mean, I like the design and everything in the Twilight Princess. Although, I mean, like, yeah, I mean, now I'm like thinking about it, 'cause it's like there was something to be like. This was kind of in that era too of like the dark brown filters in the games. So you kind of had that going. Otherwise, though, I mean, it is pretty cool that so let's see, like they have skins. Zelda 1 sword over Orden sword. Considering it's the original sprite like that, it's like, how do you get any more detail out of it? That's pretty wild. And then like they have these different style boots and Iron Man boots, iron boots. There's the shield, Linkle mod. God. All sorts, like it is. You can do all sorts of stuff now. That's pretty, like it is. That it's stuff like this is so cool that people like, you know, whip this up and, you know, get this sort of. Oh, Pit. Oh my God. I'm not acknowledging that. Anyways, this is insanely cool. Check it out. Have some fun. I mean, I'd personally probably go the route of like playing it still on the GameCube, mod it out and earn the achievements in there, but I'm curious to see. I'll have to set it up at some point, the Dusk, and check it out a little more in depth. But for right now, I mean, it's pretty cool that they have all this already access, and then working with that PC port. So if you get the chance, check it out. Insanely cool stuff. People are doing really fun, really interesting little things like that out there. So check it out. Alrighty then. Alrighty. How are you doing, chat? Hope you're doing well so far. Just kind of save this really quick so I do make sure I have it. I try and keep notes. I gotta go through my Respawn Roast Cantina notes and clear out some of this because some of it's old, some of it's old news, some of it's news I have not gotten to, or now it's kind of really talk about out of date. But otherwise, yeah. Do I have Game Banana saved? Alright, I better make sure to bookmark that so I have that available. Boom. There we go. Okay. What to jump into next? Well, now I'm trying to remember what I put even as the title. Sometimes that helps keep me on track. Yes, okay. here is the next thing. I'm like it is. I keep an eye on this gentleman's channel because it was thanks to him that I did play Mysteries of the Sith, and also I used his mod for Jedi Knight Dark Forces 2. It is good old General Tantor. And already I feel like he just put out, I guess 6 months ago, he was putting out Mysteries of the Sith Remastered 4.0, but I feel like it feels so quick. But now he is on to Mysteries of the Sith Remastered 5.0. He's got a trailer out. Shall we take a look and see what the heck is going on? Because he's already got the installer showcase for it too. And it's, like I remember it being pretty straightforward. But let's take a peek at this. Let's take a look at this and see what is up. And hello, Whistleblower 2026. Hope you're doing well. Anyways, let's take a peek at what we got here from good old General Tantor. I hope I'm saying that. Oh, look at that. Classic Star Wars gaming restored. You gotta love it. Nice comparisons there. Kyle Katarn training with Mara Jade. It's a bummer they didn't keep that gear for Katarn. I'm kind of digging the look. See some of the new lighting effects. Yeah, punch that stormtrooper. Only Kyle could get away with punching a stormtrooper to death. Wow. See, when I played through this, he hadn't put this into this yet on Drome and Koss. Oh boy. Change saber colors. Oh, there you go. Get it more close to Mara's actual lightsaber too if you want with the blue. Now that would be wild if somebody could do like a total conversion of Oh, Palpatine. You kooky bastard. Oh, the poor little guy. May 4th, 2026. Oh, cut right in half. Look at that. Poor little bugger. Didn't even know what was coming. I wish, though, somebody could do like a total conversion mod of Jedi Academy and put Dark Forces 2 into it. Or even this expansion. Do it as one big thing. And with that gameplay, oh my god, would be peak. It'd be so good. But yeah, General Tantor's been busy. He's been keeping at it. Of course, he gets my updates. He does, again, like I said, he has his installer showcase here as well. So you can kind of get an idea on how to get things going, up and running. Oh, look at that.
And you'll get
His PNG tuber's better than mine. Look at that. Look at that.
With the little
He's got it all set up. Look at him. He's showing off the installation guide, so that'll be so you could use that as a resource because I know sometimes it does help to get that visual side. But as always, he has his stuff over here on ModDB. Like I said, Jedi Knight Remastered he has here. I'm really kind of curious if they can be. But yeah, he Mysteries of the Sith here. Got the full page all set up as always. So if you're looking to play the classic game, this is a great way to do it. Get this mod, get the game either on GOG or Steam. I'd say GOG would be probably the best route. I believe that's the one that I used. But play through, it's a good time. It's a difficult game. Do not be fooled. The Mara fight in particular, there's a basically like a mirror fight that takes place where you fight an evil Mara Jade. I don't think that's really spoiling anything, but you have a moment on Dromund Kaas where you fight an evil version of Mara Jade against Mara Jade as Mara Jade. So it's a hell of a fight. If I remember right, in my live stream, I think I cheated to get through it because it just kept kicking my ass. So some of the bug fixes that he details here too. Let's take a look. Fixed walk player models. Kyle Amara, right hand to properly grasp saber hilt and not anchor to the wrist. Seen on idle screen. Fixed walk player. Idle animation to correct the left hand grasping the lightsaber hilt. Adjust Luke's hand more in the style of the grip. Increased repeater ball size, better visibility. Fixed Mara's saber grip and opening cutscene. Additional fixes for Kyle's saber grip in the last cutscene. Just Mara to look at Kyle more naturally in the first cutscene. Added Luke third-person models. I don't remember Luke being in this. Oh, maybe for a multiplayer side. Maybe? I'm trying to think now. What the hell? Fixed sleeping Jarek statue. Sith statue. Sword blade to properly position out the saber hilt. Huh. Lighting fixes for several models had been set to full bright, unaffected by ambient light. Models, Cap of the Hut, Salt Gunboat, X-Wing, landed in parts, R41, Pirate number 4, and Weekway. So fixed Imperial Officer model, Imperial Commando, the E11 and repeater, Rebel Commando to hold weapons and correctly, and also remastered force powers. Ooh. Experimental release, including Included as a separate container, Force Powers Plus. Disabled by default. Open, JK compatible, and likely will not work on vanilla. Mysteries of the Sith. Separate manual is included, so they got all that. 4 saber throw models now work with emissive textures. Function was redone to look more like Jedi Outcast. Spinning speed. Homing return added. Sounds ignites on return. Ooh, very cool. Force chain lightning now forks instead as preference, but will chain to enemies that are outside a certain range. Oh boy. Force grip adds better effects as you improve in rank. Force seeing, toggle on and off. Force speed, on and off, toggling. Force blinding, toggling on and off. Force jump, hold to jump higher rather than springboard, hold and release. Force persuasion fixed several bugs where original was unreliable and also left enemies brain dead. Oh no. Force push can push NPCs, push back physical up projectiles. Force throw like Jedi Knight. Force destruction, a charged attack. Force absorb, visually enhanced, very nice. So we saw some of the generalized quality of life updates with the saber color mod. There's Polish language support. The Jedi Knight Stormtrooper voices was made for a separate mod. Toggle this feature off and on. Fixes for all weapons and animations. Even updated the levels here, as you can see. Oh, so secret level with Luke. Okay, secret level with Vader. Huh. I'm pretty sure I did not hit any of the secret levels. So, otherwise, here's another thing. Yeah, another. And if I, again, clip this, I'll provide the links in the description. But for also right now, here are the links in the chat. There you go. Go over, give General Tantor some love. He does great work with this mod. And making an old game like this kind of look a little more, for some, palatable. Because there are some, the people out there can be graphic snobs. And must play the newest and greatest looking thing out there. And as you see, he gives credits to where he probably got some of the stuff. So Hap Slash and Infinity Blade for the Imperial officers and other models. Mysteries of the Sith mod for Jedi Academy. Oh, okay. For the Imperial Navy troopers, replacing the commandos. SML Liberator and Darth Babe 96 for other miscellaneous models and model adjustments. For the rock/stone overlays used in some of the textures used in this mod. DeviantArt.com. He has 2 links there. So absolutely, there you go. There's enormous help credits. SM Liberator, jkhub.net project for a lot of the COG and other work, and get this patch working on Mysteries of the Sith. In addition to making the new sabers and helping me out with getting Darth Babe 96's muzzle flash to work properly with the JK GFX mod. So there it is. There it is, folks. He's got a bunch of credits for a bunch of different people. Definitely look through, see who's being credited for a lot of the hard work as he compiles everything together for this, gets it all together, and gives everybody a great experience and to play a classic game. Because like it is, this fits into what I just call the Kyle Katarn saga. So starting from Dark Forces 1 all the way through to Jedi Academy is the Kyle Katarn saga, and this is part of it. This game it's like a kind of an expansion pack to. Yeah, it's an expansion pack to. Although I think you could play it without. Yeah, it was. I think played without it, so it's kind of its own. Weird. It is weird. I wanted to say it was an expansion pack, or I guess now DLC for today's colloquial terms, but. that was kind of the cool thing, is that, you know, this also adds context to why Kyle in Jedi Outcast has basically abandoned his Jedi powers. And you wanted somebody that walked away from the Force first? Well, guess what, bitches? Who did it first? That's right, baby. Kyle Katarn did it. Not your Jedi exile. Good old Kyle Katarn here. He was the first, as we know. That he completely cut himself from the Force and went completely back to being a normie. Until then, he went back to until he went to the Valley of the Jedi and awakened his powers in a big way, and was back at it. Thanks to an overgrown Quakian monkey lizard that needed his ass kicked. So yeah, otherwise. Anyways, it's a fun story, and plus you switch between the two different perspectives. You play as Kyle, you play as Mara Jade. It's a fun game. It's a great. Like I said, it's still also challenging, but it's still got that Dark Forces 2 gameplay and everything. That if you enjoyed that, it's great. Give it a shot. I definitely recommend. So, and this will definitely be when I decide to do a whole new run of Kyle's saga in a more like sequential pattern. This will be a great way to do it. So. There you go. Mystery of the Sith by 5.0 remastered by General Tantor. Check it out. Alrighty. Kicked off right there. There we go. Let's move things around really quick. Let's see, what else? Good morning or evening, whatever it may be, Dan Blackred, how are you, sir? Saying it needs more pod racing. Well, doesn't everything? Doesn't everything? Everything needs more pod racing nowadays. How else are you going to sell your product? Pod racing, that's how. That's how. Pod racing. Let's see. I know I got tagged in something else that I may want to check out here, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure if I want to. Nah. I don't know. I don't know about anyone else. I think I got myself kind of burnt out on Marvel Rivals finally. So I got tagged in some news for that. I don't know. That's kind of meant on. Oh, is that right, Dan Blackgrade? All my sequels will have multiple pod races. So will you kind of mix it up then, instead of just like in the center of the movie as kind of the big centerpiece? Will you then like have it as like maybe like the big ending sequence, or an exciting way to introduce the story, to open the movie, or are you just gonna kind of keep it to that same formula as Phantom Menace was? I got to know. I got to know. Okay. You know, so it's been a hot minute since I looked at this. I think it was, yeah, I guess a month ago. But there's a bunch of small gameplay sneak peeks for the game Exodus, which is being done by some former BioWare and Mass Effect developers, as I recall. But yeah, Exodus, your homeworld is dying 40,000 years in the future. Humanity faces extinction, and you're the only one who can stop it. No pressure there. Step forward. Your Exodus begins early 2027. Wish list on place. Okay, so lead humanity's fight for survival against the Celestials. Explore extraordinary worlds. Confront time itself to shape the fate of generations. So I guess we'll kind of get a bit of an update because they, the last video was posted 5 days ago. They've been kind of putting them out a little bit consistently here. And when was, let me see, like even the last clip I did. So I did that pretty cool. Yeah, so that was, okay, March 30th that I had that posted out. And so I guess we could kind of take a bit of an extra look here, see some of these gameplay trailers or gameplay sneak peeks, and see how that's going. Because they even do have, I don't know if you can see it, but a gameplay first look at conversations and choices. See how that plays out. Otherwise, yeah, let's start checking some of these out. Pause that for a moment. All right, let's check out Breaching Konsu. Sorry, there's no sound. There we go. Ooh, explodey. Okay, so we're still that's kind of, I don't know if we saw this before, but that is looking very much the same kind of, very similar to the wheel of the console side for Mass Effect. And you can enable it for the PC side, as I recall too, especially with the Legendary Edition. That looks familiar. Looks like you got some extra melee weapons going on here. Let's check out the next one. I'm definitely going to be a little more interested in this conversation dialogue wheel or whatever they're going to have for it. Whip gameplay not representative of the final. Yeah. That one was really quick. Traversing molten, what was that? Traversing the molten depths. So your Enviro suit can maintain those extreme. Oh wow! Okay. Oh, I think I remember them. Okay, yeah. I'm trying to remember like some of the stuff that they talked about, and that was part of it. Was kind of literal world building, kind of taking shape and stuff like that. So instead of looking behind just a regular waterfall, it's a volcano waterfall. Doing some grappling shots there. Let's see the stealth in action. God. So first Dan Blackroyd said the entire second movie of the trilogy of the pod race. Oh my God. Don't overdo it. Don't overdo it. Sometimes you gotta sprinkle things in. Too much of a good thing, man. Hassan, hello. How are you doing? Saying, is this the gnome cave James was talking about? It might be. It might have the same disastrous effects on your psyche, yes. How are you doing today, sir? Hope you're doing well. Dan Blacker says, do they have a clip titled Vent Adventure? I was just thinking about, if they do not have a scene where I get to leave a child in an event to die, I'm out. See, if they don't let me do that, I think I'll already be out. I need to be able to abandon a child in a vent and let him go. All because the little bastard didn't take my help. Batman mode. Well, at least don't keep Batman mode on all the time. Oh, you get to disarm traps. Okay. But okay, so I guess that's kind of the question. Like, do they have? If it's just an action adventure game, I guess not. But it makes me wonder if they're trying to do RPG light mechanics, then do you have to have an ability or anything to do disarming traps and stuff like that, and a certain skill level and everything? How did the wow. I was gonna say the exploding robot, I felt like that, I mean, that made its noise. That should have been detected. Oh well. Let's see now. This is another little quickie, just kind of showing off maybe one of the hub worlds, I'm guessing. Persepolis Cityscape. Persepolis? Persepolis is located at Lydon's Hot Pole. You guys may want to rephrase that. Which faces Gallerus, a large gas giant with cloud structures evocative of a heavenly firmament. Gallerus produces substantial heat and is magnetosphere, protects Lydon. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. From Malik Bell's lethal radiation bursts. Space Tower. A colossal structure reached up beyond the atmosphere, allowing for more cost-effective transport off-planet, currently inoperable and in a state of disrepair. Hassan, I believe you're going to. He's asking, do you get to customize your characters in this? I want to say they will let you. This is some former BioWare devs. And we'll take a look at the website again just to kind of double check on a couple of things, but I'm pretty sure you do. At least I'd be surprised if you didn't, because they've been kind of like it is. They've been showing off like the main character as being kind of not giving like a face like they eventually did with Shepard. Dan Blackbeard, favorite store on the Citadel. That's right. Now we'll get to see the conversation choices first look.
When you look out at this cave, the ruins, what do you see? Can you describe it to me?
The walls are towering, celestial. But the cave is starting to reclaim them. The colors are all muted in the dark. grays and browns. Some green where lichen is growing. The light from the surface
Like the
is
filters
catching
that
the
used to be
dust.
in gaming.
Looks like fog.
It sounds lovely put like that. The way I perceive the same sight is quite different. More LiDAR than stereoscopic vision. Volume, shape, mass. My drone feeds me data, not video. I know there is light. I could tell you it's precise radiometry and photometry, but I can't see it. But there are things I can see, metaphorically speaking, or maybe metaphysically. You've seen it, the way I can interact with some celestial glyphs. I'm not like you. It isn't built into me the same way. But there is a connection. And it's getting stronger. Evolution. Adaptation. The virus changes. I change.
So it's fairly
Doesn't that
basic the
worry
way
you?
they have it set up.
Being changed?
No. Yes, sometimes. It's inevitable. Necessary for survival. The Celestials know that. We have to learn. That's why I'm so interested in the remnant that might be down here. It's all about change.
You still haven't told me what this remnant is.
Difficult to explain. Better to show you. If we can find it. Come on, let's go look.
So yeah, that's a pretty kind of basic little just kind of dialogue setup. Which, I mean, you don't need a lot, but in terms of presentation, it's pretty kind of, it feels like a bare bones sort of thing. Almost like classic BioWare, like Knights of the Old Republic, Jade Empire, or whatever. Like just having those options just like that, unlike where Mass Effect had that specific dialogue wheel and it kind of had a look to it. But so I'm asking the real questions here. Do you get to clap? Do we get to clap alien cheeks? It's former BioWare devs and everything, so I imagine yes, you will get to probably clap some alien cheeks. I'd be shocked if you didn't. The last one here from 5 days ago for their sneak peek. Gameplay deep in Ghost City. No, I want to see him fall. Let him just fall to his death, damn it. I don't know, some of these graphics and stuff are, it's kind of like, it feels like, it kind of makes me think of Destiny a little bit. But I also see the inspiration from Mass Effect and BioWare and stuff. Huh. Well, they've certainly got some. The combat looks. That's kind of making me think of. Oh, God, what class was that in Mass Effect? And they made it a lot more. In Mass Effect 2 was where like the biotic powers really came into their own. I'm trying to remember. Vanguard, I think, because that punch down effect with all the spikes that come up. And good morning to you, Zach1328 over on the Rumble side. How are you doing today? Hope you're doing well. Hassan says, yeah, definitely see the Mass Effect influence. Yeah, 100%. And I want to say. Is the Vanguard. Yeah, Vanguard, that was looking like some of the Vanguard powers a little bit. Except instead of the big Mass Effect field effects that pop up when you do the smash and put out the shock wave, it's a bunch of earth and stone and stuff like that. Let's check out the website again. I think I had heard too that like they had done some changing up on this, but you're humanity's last hope. You're always humanity. Well, I mean that's the way it should be. You should be humanity's last hope. The thing is, I hope I am actually I can actually be the hope and survive. Let's see. Step forward to become the traveler, leading humanity's fight for survival against celestials. Action adventure RPG. Base our evolution 40,000 years into the future. Explore extraordinary new worlds and go where no man has gone before. They do have the availability for wish listing. I think I already have. Yeah, it's already on my wish list. And it's on Steam, so you can wish list it on Steam. Although it'd be nice. It would be nice if these game companies started to show some of this wish listing love to GOG as well. Out the gate. Oh well. Let's see. Because I wanted to say. That they do allow you to create a character. I imagine you do. But I don't believe they've shown the character creator yet, is the thing. Because they only revealed so much with some of these gameplay trailers and stuff. Just kind of do a quick little next. Yeah, you play as a customize. Yeah, so you will get to customize the protagonist. That's the whole thing for that. So it's very, very Mass Effect-y, or just like a lot of these RPGs now, and they give you kind of a Jun Aslan, salvager turned traveler, a renegade among the stars, humanity's last hope against the Celestials. You were never meant to live and die scraping through wreckage. As heir of the legendary traveler Orion Aslan, you have a unique gift that makes you able to interface with Celestial's tech in a way no other human can. So that'll give you kind of your introduction. And here are some of the characters, it looks like. Combat companions. And I'm sure you can fuck one of them eventually. Even the octopus, I'm sure you'll get into some freaky shit with. Because current year. Otherwise, let's see, story companions. That's interesting. So you have combat companions and then you have story companions. Not all of them have been shown off yet. So I imagine you can bang one of them. Son, what? Orion Asian? Yeah. Orion Asian is your main person. Wait, where'd you see? Is there an Orion Asian? It's a CC Orlev. But oh, that's right. There's the changelings, the awakened. There's gonna be some weird stuff in this. Some weird stuff for sure. But okay, so this is who the Elise Chero was in that big mech suit, a blunt, no-nonsense sleeper from the 23rd century Earth, a seasoned mercenary, weapons expert, and former gang member, turned salvager. Felice has your back. It means she's in front of you, clearing a path. Tom Vargas, a former traveler haunted by the loss of his wife. He wandered the stars before rebuilding his life on Lydon as a skilled salvager, sharp, resourceful, and deeply connected. He's learned to thrive in the wreckage of the past. and these other people's bios are redacted. Finally, some representation. So yeah, and the companions in your journey, you will be joined by a cadre of diverse and dedicated companions, with some with deep personal stakes in your mission, and others who bring specialized skills for survival. Each has their own personality, motivations, and story to tell, and you may find that a few bonds run deeper than you expected. So there's your little hint that you're going to be able to bang probably somebody. Any of them. If they're smart, they'll just let you bang everybody. Just so you don't have to worry about the freaks and weirdos complaining at you. But there you have it. There's a little update from Exodus. I can only say I'm cautiously optimistic. I'm hoping for the best, but I'm going to absolutely expect the worst out of this. I don't want to, but unfortunately, this is kind of how a lot of this stuff is conditioned. I think a lot of people, besides just myself. I mean, the gameplay looks fine. It doesn't look like it's, you know, it's going to change the world or anything, but it's bringing its own flair to the genre. Yeah. Well, and you know, Dan Blackridge saying story sounds a little weird, but the gameplay looks like it will be the strong point. Oh yeah, the gameplay looks like it'll be fun. It looks like it keeps you interactive with the world. It's for its faults. That's kind of what was a little bit good with what little of Andromeda I did play. The gameplay felt a little more. They gave you a little more to do, the whole jumping around and stuff like that. But mods really kind of helped at least give you more freedom. But it did give you the chance to jump around and kind of get a little more into it. And that's what this is looking like too, is you're taking a little more part in the world than just a regular BioWare game, which is kind of like, at some points, a walking sim, as you just kind of walk and talk to people, and then get into occasional gunfights here and there. And like it is, for the story, they're probably just keeping these little details out there. More will be, of course, gained once you get to play the full game. But yeah, early 2027 is when this is looking to be coming out. We'll see if they stick to that or if they have to maybe push it back. You never know sometimes. But it'll be interesting to see what comes of this. I'm like it is. I'm hoping it'll be a good one. You can always go. I could always go for a good, you know, action RPG, and an RPG in general. Sometimes, especially that isn't just the typical grind fest for a lot of like JRPGs and stuff like that. So yeah, that was Exodus. That was Exodus. Good times. Good little update from them. Just kind of see things, see the current state of play, as it were. That's interesting, Dan Blackridge. He says, it sounds like a world based off the third ending in Mass Effect 3. Or universe. I mean, it's got some of the same developers and stuff like that coming over from being part of Mass Effect and BioWare in general. So there's gonna probably be some familiarity in that regards, and might see some, and they might drop fun little Easter eggs or anything like that to kind of go hint, nudge. Some member berries of like, hey, you remember this? So who knows? There could be some of that going for it. Let's see here. Like I said, a good little update for Exodus there. Oh, that's right. I did. I I did meant to kind of share this. It's kind of a neat little, it's a good little heartwarming gaming story that I saw on X yesterday. And maybe this is how we'll cap it off. Oops. Here we go. So we'll see how, like it is, this was translated by X. We'll see how, I don't know how accurate it is. Hopefully it's as close to be as it is. But I saw from this account, it's it's a me Mario. It underscores me Mario Ray. So he says, in my store there's a Switch 2 that people can play with whenever they want. The other day a kid came in. He'd be about 7 years old with his grandparents. The grandma asked me if the kid could play the racing game Mario Kart. I told her yes, but that it was a game for 2 players, so they had to choose which of the grandparents would play with their grandson. At first they said they had never held a controller in their lives, but in the end, the grandmother dove into the mission so that the grandson could play. Quote, with this you accelerate, and with this you turn. Let's run. I didn't need to know more. The next few minutes were pure gold. The lady saw that without having a clue, he understood everything. She started laughing her head off and stayed that way for all 3 laps that the race lasted. You could hear her from outside the tent cracking up with laughter while she played. The grandfather didn't take long to start recording the scene. Grandma and grandson side by side racing in Mario Kart, and she was enjoying it more than the kid. The few customers who were also in the store dropped what they were looking at and turned to watch them. When they finished, I could already tell them that the game worked perfectly with just 1 player, but boy, had it been worth it for the little while they'd given us all a present. Grandpa wouldn't stop thanking us, and you could see what we had done. I hope that when the years go by, that the kid ends up holding that video in his hands and cherishing it as a treasure that it is. And like I said, it's a cute little story of just, what gaming can do, bringing some fun and just some goofiness for people, bringing them together in one way or another. The little kid now will have a memory to share and to look back on. Grandma having a blast with her grandson. Just fun little stuff like that. Just something so simple, something so wholesome. I liked it. I thought it was great, and that's why I wanted to at least share it today for Respawn Rose Cantina. I meant to do this after this day in gaming, but instead, here we go. This is the way to cap it off, and a nice little created moment for some people out there in the gaming world, playing some Switch, playing some Mario Kart. Even though Mario Kart can cause division, it it can bring some fun and excitement for people. So that's the great thing about it. Gaming, one way or another, brings and creates memories for all of us. Black Red, I hope Nintendo finds and prosecutes this guy for allowing people to play the games for free. Well, it's considering you said it's in the store. As we can. Oh wait, hang on. Sorry. As we can see, it's it looks official. Display model set up for the store that he says that he's in his store. So they've it's all legit. It's all on the up and up. But give Nintendo some time. They probably will. Too funny. All right, no game. I don't think I'm going to be doing a game this week, but this was fun, and thank God ran all smoothly. Shocking as that is, even though like I thought it's kind of stormy outside for me, so I thought maybe the weather might have been kind of ridiculous. But yeah, there we go. Want to thank you all for being here today for another Respawn Roast Cantina. I always appreciate it. Thank you, Hassan, for being here. Dan Blackroyd, Joker's voice dropped in earlier. And also we had a Fox Warrior Gaming on the Kick side that subbed to the channel. Thank you very much for that. Guy, and anybody that's rewatching on the replay, usually my boy Nerdy Neo, hope you all have a good one. Please drop a comment. It does help the algo and all that jazz if you want. Thank you all so much. Y'all have a great rest of your day and the rest of your week. Catch y'all later. Bye-bye.